Man, what is happening, my YouTube family? Of course, it is your boy B New. I'm coming at you on this Monday. And first and foremost, as always, want to send out positive vibrations and blessings to anybody who could be listening. Now, with all that being said, we all know that the NBA season starts on tomorrow. And it will be tipping off with a double header on TNT, and it will be none other than the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the defending champion Denver Nuggets, as we all know, who swept them in the Western Conference Finals, and they had a whole lot to say in the offseason. It just seems as though Mike Malone, who, as we all know, used to be an assistant coach at the Cleveland Cavaliers, coaching LeBron James, if I'm not mistaken, may just have a little salty taste in his mouth. You understand me? He might have a little Anna on his chest, as we used to say back in my day. You better wipe that Anna up off your chest. You understand what I'm telling you? But it seems to me as though the Denver Nuggets feel like they beat the Los Angeles Lakers in the finals. Y'all beat Miami Heat in the finals. So why are you so concerned about the Los Angeles Lakers and want to talk crazy to them? We know the subtle jokes that Mike Malone has made about the retirement when LeBron James said he might want to retire, and he just think it's some kind of joke. But after 20 years of playing all the flights, all the games, all the training in between, all the dedication that it takes to put into your body, and now you're in the twilight of your career, you might want to spend with your family and your sons, your daughter growing up before your very eyes, and you on the road every day. Can this man not be human without being scrutinized? It doesn't seem that way. But I saw a little chuckle on yesterday, or maybe it was Saturday, after shoot-arounds and after practice. Reporters was asking LeBron James still about, hey man, what do you feel about the Denver Nuggets and the way they continue to just have your name in their mouth, the Lakers name? And we already know what AD said, during the preseason, that him and Bron talked about it, and they was looking to get a lot of payback. But I'm telling you, the little chuckle that LeBron James gave the reporters on Saturday kind of reminded me of that little chuckle that he gave when he said, what Clay say? And y'all remember what happened when he said that. Now I'm gonna tell y'all something about my observations for preseason. My observation for preseason so far is this: the Los Angeles Lakers have been looking good, and we can throw records out the window. We know last year I don't think they won a game. And of course, they shouldn't have, with that sorry squad that they trotted out there up until the trade deadline, where they made the vast improvements, which we all know of, but they've only made improvements on top of that. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I wasn't particularly big on D'Angelo Russell and his extension. I did like Dennis Schroeder and the defense that he played, but at the end of the day, he was an offensive liability because you could not count on him in crunch time and during the clutch. But one thing I will say about D-Lo during this preseason, man, and I know it's just a preseason, but he has already established a rhythm. Do you understand me? He hitting threes left and right, pulling up, hitting them during the dribble, off the dribble, coming off screens, kickbacks, whatever. He is hitting it at a high clip. I want to say 60-some% in the preseason. Now, we all know he was a liability on the defensive end, and I was upset last year, even when he was getting playing time, even during the Memphis series, the Golden State series down the stretch, and his playing time got limited. But one thing D'Angelo Russell said he was going to focus on in the offseason was that of getting better on the defensive side of the ball, and that is something that he is absolutely done. You can tell he's working harder. Defense, everybody can't be a good defender. So you can be very good, but you cannot be a liability. So as long as you're not being a liability and you hold your own, that's all that we can ask from D'Angelo Russell. Not to be a simp out there on the defensive end. And so far, I think he has come through on his end of the bargain as far as that is concerned. So with all of that being said, D'Angelo Russell is looking good. The addition of Gabe Vincent as his backup, I must say he's coming from a great organization, and that of the Miami Heat. We all know what their culture is like. We saw what he did in the run to Miami's Heat run to the finals on last year. We saw what Gabe Vincent was capable of doing as far as getting hot from three-point land too. I want to say in one of the preseason games, he hit 6 threes. If I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure it was a game that I saw in which he hit 6 threes. He started off slow out the gate the first couple of games, but that's to be expected. Now, another thing is, we know there were 3 people vying for that last starter spot, because we all know that D'Angelo Russell and Austin Reeves have solidified themselves as the starting backcourt for the Los Angeles Lakers. And we, of course, know that front court was going to include that of LeBron James, whether in the 3 or 4, and that of Anthony Davis, whether in the 4 or 5. Regardless, we knew what that was going to be. But that last spot was up for grabs, and it was up for grabs from Rui Hachimura, who trained with LeBron James all summer and is looking good. His body is in good shape. I think he's going to have an excellent breakout season, especially with the training camp and preseason under his belt, with the team getting acclimated with the system. And of course, we know Jared Vanderbilt. We saw what he brought to the table when the Lakers were able to extend him. I was happy. We saw his versatility on defense, how he was able to guard people like Ja Morant, guard people like Steph Curry, when he is a 3 or a 4 up here guard, a 1 guard. That is valuable when it comes to switching, especially on pick and rolls. When you can get switched out and still handle your business, then you know that you're going to have to be a team to be dealt with in the playoffs. And the Lakers, we know defense win championships, and they were playing good defense down the stretch, probably some of the best defense in the NBA, and it was anchored by none other than Anthony Davis. We know what he brings to the table. He had a block party in the first quarter, one of the games, 5 or 6 blocks in the first quarter. So the main thing, another thing I take away is Anthony Davis and LeBron James both look healthy. And that's something that they weren't necessarily healthy. And that's why LeBron in his statement said, he laughed and said, there will be a time. Because he said, are they going to talk crazy? Well, you can't talk crazy when you're not on top. But he said there will be a time. And he said it with confidence. LeBron hasn't been right, I'm telling y'all, even though he's at this latter stage of his career. When he played 56 games, 1 year, 60-some games, whatever. Since Solomon, can't remember, fell on his ankle, was that 3 years ago with the high ankle sprain. He had to play hurt all down the stretch. He wasn't right. The tendon in the foot hasn't been right. I kept saying that last year. That's why his 3-ball was off, and he couldn't even get the same explosiveness to the basket, although he did still have some explosive plays because of what he's capable of. But anyway, I don't want to get off subject. So back to what I was saying about that spot that was up for grabs. I kind of got off with, Rui Hachimura, but we all know Vanderbilt too. But the other person vying for that position was none other than Taurean Prince. And I'm telling you something right now, he got the nod for the start, and that is because Darvin Ham said that Jared Vanderbilt is still nursing an ankle injury. And by him nursing that ankle injury, he said it was a mixture of the injury, but also a mixture of that's how good Taurean Prince has been playing. So he didn't just all out say it's because of the injury. So that let me know Taurean Prince gonna definitely get some playing minutes in this offense. And you got to think about this. Taurean Prince said he vowed that he was gonna shoot 40% from 3-point land. Is what he said. Now he's been a career, 37.5, 38% three-point shooter. So he just got to get it up a couple of ticks. And he's always been a good 3-point shooter. That's pretty good for the NBA when you can hover around that percentile range. But he ain't never played with the players the likes of a LeBron James or Anthony Davis. Do you know how many good looks he about to be getting now? Do you understand me? And the Lakers, when they played Golden State in the preseason, they was dropping threes like they was Golden State. You understand me? So now that the Lakers have D'Angelo Russell can hit threes. Now, this is a vast improvement from where they were at the starting point of the season last year with Russell Westbrook and company and Pat Bev. That was your starting backcourt last year. 2 guards who could not even shoot a 3 to save their life. Lakers shooting 20% from threes and starting out the season off horribly. It's a new day in town, baby, because now you got D'Angelo Russell who's going to shoot them from a high clip. You got an Austin Reeves who can shoot them from a high clip. You got a Taurean Prince who can shoot them from a high clip. You got a Rui Hachimura who can shoot them from a high clip. You got a LeBron James who can shoot it from a pretty decent clip, especially when healthy. You got an Anthony Davis who actually shot is looking better, and his threes have actually looked better this preseason. He's really worked on his shot, and I know during training camp and during the course of the preseason, a lot of the players were excited when they saw his shot fall, and they said, well, damn, AD, you must have really been working on that shot because it's falling a whole lot better than Anthony Davis did allude to in the closing interviews of last season. I don't know if a lot of you saw that, but he said he was nursing a wrist injury most of the year last year. And I remember when he hurt his wrist, but I didn't think it was something that was really bothering him. But he said, he didn't want to say that during the season that people, let on to his weaknesses, the ops or whatever. But you know what I'm saying? He did say that he was nursing that and it had an effect on his shot. So now we're seeing a fully healthy Anthony Davis. He just has to have good luck too, because Anthony Davis, he get a lot of slack and flack for staying injured, but a lot of those injuries, I'm gonna tell y'all something right now, a lot of those injuries have been just some fluke injuries. The one when he hurt his foot by Jokic when he was going up in the air and he hit his foot to the side was a real weird one. I was upset about that, but at the end of the day, it's better to be cautious. I know he was nursing tendonitis in the Achilles heel before, so that's something that they got to be mindful of. If he starts to get any soreness at all, just sit him, because now the Lakers have a squad who can actually win games without if Anthony Davis go down. They can win a game when LeBron is out. So before, if let's just say LeBron was out and AD had to carry a load, it was going to be hard to win a game with that supporting cast until after the trade deadline. But now, same difference. If AD was out and LeBron had to carry the load, it was tough. But they still was able to pull it off behind the greatness of LeBron James and Anthony Davis. But now, they actually got a squad. Like I said, I just was naming all those players who are capable of hitting threes and who can play some pretty good defense as well. I don't see a lot of vast improvements that the Nuggets made. I don't really see that. So I just really feel like that the Lakers are, definitely one of the top contending teams, although most people saying that they won't even get 50 wins. I think that they will. I think Anthony Davis and LeBron James will remain healthy. I think Austin Reeves is going to have a breakout year. I also think that Gabe Vincent is going to have a breakout year. Coming off the bench, he could potentially be a sixth man of the year, depending on who he's running at with the offense. But I think he's a terrific shooter and capable of getting others involved. So, who knows? He could have a breakout year as well. We already know what I said about Taurean Prince. Taurean Prince is somebody who is going to shoot the ball well from three as well. And it's one person that I've neglected to mention that the Lakers have added, and that is none other than the late addition of Christian Wood. We know Christian Wood is capable of hitting threes. He's capable of playing big down low at times. So he's not the optimal person that you might want as a big center, like the Lakers had before when they did win the 2020 championship, when they had JaVale McGee and Dwight Howard. But, he's capable of spreading the floor, and that's what it's more about in today's league. And plus, he can play big, just all depending on who they playing. But that's what they got AD for. So I think you can have time. And then let's not forget, I forgot about my boy Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes, man, I'm telling y'all what, on 2K, I'm cold with him. But I'm going to tell y'all something else. Jackson Hayes is looking good. In the preseason, LeBron James, when he found him on that oop with 1 second left, and at the end of the half, that was a phenomenal play. I think he's going to get a lot of easy looks when he on the floor with LeBron James, when LeBron is running with the second unit. Man, it's going to be very exciting basketball. I, for one, am ready. I know tomorrow night they will be handing out the rings to the Denver Nuggets right in front of the Los Angeles Lakers, and they're going to have to sit there and watch it, whether they be behind in the locker room or wherever it is, if they're present for the ring ceremony. Regardless, it's something that they know is going to take place, and that's why the NBA set it up. They knew it was going to be good ratings. They knew what happened last season. They knew, although the Denver Nuggets swept the Los Angeles Lakers, every single game was close, especially at the end. You can see LeBron was giving it his all. But I'm telling y'all what, people saying, LeBron, yeah, the age. Yeah, the age because of the injury. But I'm telling y'all, he was not fully healthy. If AD can stay healthy, this team is good enough to where LeBron James can load manage just enough at his age. And I did say load manage. The man is going to be 39 years old. So yes, if he can load manage enough to go into the playoffs healthy. I know a lot of people saying LeBron James is not top 8 in the league right now, not top 10 in the league. But I'm telling y'all right now, if the playoffs started tomorrow and you talking about fully healthy and you had to go through a list of players, you tell me how many you would take over LeBron James. Probably not many. Maybe Jokic and Giannis. Maybe Steph. Maybe. But we saw Steph, what the Lakers were able to do to him to contain him. So at the end of the day, LeBron James orchestrates everything. You might say he's a little bit of a defensive liability. I think his defensive prowess and PER is going to come up a lot this year, actually, because he's going to be playing better team defense. He won't have to conserve as much as his energy on the defensive end because he's not having to carry the offensive load as much as he has in the past. But anyway, man, I'm so looking forward to this season, man. I hope you all are too. I know I said I was going to come during the summer, man, but I was gone most of the time. But, it's all to the good. I had a lot of things going on, a lot of traveling, a lot of things with my primary occupation. So at the end of the day, man, I'm going to be here for the season. So you best believe that. So lock in, Laker Nation, lock in all my subscribers, man. I appreciate y'all. If you haven't done so already, hit that like, hit that bell, hit that subscribe. And as always, man, this has been your boy B New. I'm saying right on to the real. And hey, we're going to talk about some other games other than the Lakers too, because it's going to be a great doubleheader, but we're going to get to that later. But like I said, right on to the real, and much love to these haters. I'm out.